Hey guys, this is Jules. Welcome to my second channel. Yesterday, which would have been December 1st, I was in just a horrible mood. Like I woke up and I just felt heavy and I felt sad and I felt depressed and I tried to get up and I tried to get ready so that I could record, so that I could work, and I just couldn't do it. I ended up spending all day in bed, just ordering food in for the boys, not doing anything in the whole house, no dishes, no laundry, no nothing. I didn't do anything. I just laid in my bed and slept all day. It wasn't until a few hours later when I realized that December 1st is World AIDS Day. Now, for those of you who don't know me, have never seen my face before, or not coming over here for my true crime channel, my oldest child is HIV positive. She's been HIV positive for a decade. She's almost 19. This happened right after she turned 7. Multiple investigations, all kinds of different family members and friends tested, no positive tests, no way could we trace it. We have 2 ideas about how it could have happened after multiple agencies, both criminal and non-criminal, researched this and investigated this for like 2 years straight, trying to figure everything out, and we still don't have an actual conclusion. All they know is that there was nothing that happened to her physically. All of those tests were done and there was nothing found. And it's very important that her story be part of this HIV story, because so many people are so uneducated and still believe this is a gay person and a substance user person type situation, and that's not true. It was not anyone that I was ever with. I have never done a hard thing in my life. Even when I had my C-sections, I wouldn't even take the pain meds. No, we can't figure out where it came from. All we've been able to do is figure out how to live with it. She went from taking these disgusting chemical smelling liquids twice a day to now she can take a shot every 2 months. The prices for those medications are ridiculous. When she first switched back over to Texas from being with her dad for a little while in Louisiana, and we had to switch everything over, we were really worried that her first medication, which at this point in time was a pill she was having to take every day, that we weren't going to be able to pay for it. That she was going to end up skipping something. We didn't know what we were going to do. So we were trying to figure out, okay, everything's going to be fixed for the next month when it comes to her insurance kicking in and taking care of these medications. What the frick are we going to do right now? Luckily, they ended up expediting things and it got figured out, but it was going to cost me over $5,000 for my daughter to take one pill every day in order for her not to fall into the AIDS category and die. Now, when we first found out, she was already borderline there. We caught it just in time to be able to backtrack, and now she's completely undetectable. But it's been a long time. Again, it's been over a decade now that we've been dealing with this being a part of our story, a part of her story, a part of our life. It's not really something that we think about. It's not a daily thing that we think about. She takes a shot, again, once every 60 days. There's a specialized place that she goes that does this. There's funding that helps her handle this. And that funding is now in jeopardy. And I have a huge issue with that because there was nothing that my daughter did. There was no risky behavior that she participated in that caused what she now has to live with for the rest of her life. And a lot of people are so ignorant when it comes to this virus, because that's what it is, that they believe that you can get it from sharing a toilet, from sharing food, from kissing them on the lips, from anything. They're so uneducated. It's disgusting, the kind of comments that I see on social media, no matter which platform, when this subject is brought up. It's really disgusting and it's really discouraging. And we've already dealt with, or shall I say, she's already dealt with a situation in a professional setting, a dentist office, where she's already had to feel the discrimination for, again, something that she has no control over. She was a 7-year-old child. She has no control over this. Now, again, like I said, I didn't know that yesterday was World AIDS Day. For a long time, me and my daughter actually thought there was something commemorative for HIV and AIDS in like March because of something that Miley Cyrus did years and years and years and years and years ago in order to get donations and attention onto the thing. And so in our minds, it's always kind of been that. Again, this is not something that we just like live with. We don't make this our identity. She does not make this her identity. So when it came to, oh, December 1st is World AIDS Day, we discussed it last year, actually, because we wanted to do a video together going through the entire story, and we still plan on doing that eventually here. But we planned on doing it in December. She just doesn't live here anymore. She's doing her adult stuff. She's over 18 now. She's living her life. She'll be here around Christmas, for Christmas. So maybe we'll record something then and maybe put it out around her birthday. I don't know. I'll talk to her about that. But it's something that we've talked about her wanting to do. So we're going to end up doing that eventually. But when I was scrolling and I saw that it was December 1st, that it was World AIDS Day, I was like, oh, let me make sure, because some people put some stuff online and sometimes it's not right. So when I went to Google World AIDS Day to make sure December 1st was the day, the first thing that popped up in my face was the fact that the stupid Trump administration is cutting funding. Is this something that Elon Musk and his stupid Doge team decided was a good idea? I'd really like to know, because what are you doing? What are you doing? There is no reason to cut funding to this when there is so many people out there that are suffering from this, that deal with this on a daily basis, and it's not because of risky behaviors. It's not because they're out there doing the most. It's because usually they have no idea what's going on. They're a victim of something, or they trusted someone. They trusted someone and someone lied to them. That's how it usually works when it comes to somebody who's not going out there being nasty, when it's coming to somebody who's not out there sticking things in their arms, okay? There are people out there that do not fall under those categories. So when I saw this, it just made my mood that day make sense, because something in my subconscious, I guess, told my body, hey, today's an important day. That's been an important day for 10 years, and we're going to make you feel it even if you don't remember it. That's how it felt. So when I saw that, I was just like, this makes sense. This makes sense as to why I'm feeling like this. And these sort of intuitive feelings like this, if you've come over here for my true crime channel, you know that this has been something that happens. So for me to come just wake up in the morning and have an entire plan to get up at 6:30 and do all these things and get it together, and then I just woke up and there was just this heavy. That's really the only way that I could describe it. There was just this heaviness. So I want to read you guys just a little bit from HIV.org that has the rundown about how much funding is actually being cut from this. Now, again, I understand that whoever did what they did with COVID also did what they did with the HIV AIDS virus, and that's just a fact. Fauci has been involved in all of those things. These are both very man-made things, and of course, there's a cure. There's no one that's going to tell me there's not a cure for freaking HIV, that they probably even have a cure for AIDS, but cures don't make money, do they? You can't get more than one lump sum to cure a person, but if you keep them sick, you're getting money from them until the day they die, okay? I'm not dumb. There's probably cures for literally everything. We're in almost 2026. Let's be so for real. Now, the crazy part about this is that this press release came out earlier this year in the summer, June 2nd of 2025. This never hit my timeline. This never hit my news stream. This never hit any feed that I was on at all. And I see stuff about HIV constantly on Facebook, on Twitter, on Reddit, on YouTube. I see it all the time. This never hit my face. Never hit my face. So I'm guessing it's just coming back around because December 1st, yesterday, December 1st, was World AIDS Day. But the fact that the budget got cut so much is disturbing to me. As a parent of somebody who, again, was a child that we can't actually figure out the source of, that it wasn't her risky behavior. It wasn't my risky behavior. Somebody did something and they're keeping a secret. It's just that simple. This has nothing to do with the stigmas. And that's why this makes me mad, because this being cut goes to the current temperature of the world. With the insanity when it comes to the LGBTQ community and all of the bullshit that's coming out of it, and how much every side is trying to pit everything against each other by just using this one base. And that's where this is coming from. I feel like that's why this was cut, because they think that this is going to be some sort of jab to the Democrats. That's an ignorant decision to make if you're really just trying to piss people off, because I don't really quite understand what would be the other reason behind this. I just don't. Pay attention to your surroundings. it makes sense to me that that'd be the reason why they did this. Washington, D.C. The fiscal year 2026 budget released by the Trump administration, which largely maintains funding for existing domestic HIV care, treatment, and PrEP programs, eliminates HIV prevention and surveillance at the CDC, housing, and other programs amounting to cuts of over $1.5 billion. Are y'all still paying for us to pay for pottery classes over in some foreign country somewhere? Or what are we doing? Like, are we serious? We are reassured that the 576,000 low-income people currently accessing care and treatment through the Ryan White HIV/AIDS program, along with those using PrEP at community health centers, can maintain their services. The obliteration of CDC HIV prevention and surveillance programs is an absurd proposal that will just increase HIV infections and health costs down the road. That's the point. That's what they want. That's what they want. Because they still count this as a stigma. They still put, oh, this is a gay disease. Oh, this is a substance user disease. And that's where they're just staying. That's where they're hovering like a bunch of ignorant, uneducated Neanderthals. That's what they want. They want this to spread. They want it to be an epidemic. They want it to cause problems. That's what they do. That's how the government gets you. But also, the Trump administration not even doing anything at all for World AIDS Day. For the first time in almost 40 years, since 1988. I was born in 88. I am almost 38 years old. For the first time in my entire life, the White House did nothing for World AIDS Day. Why would you just not even give a shit? Especially when you cut funding, you would think that you would want to bring awareness to the situation so that people that have the means to donate can supplement the bullshit that you've now done. I'm really just aggravated. But I also know that I have to stop letting things affect me that I can't do anything about. I have to work on how I can better the situation if I need to, if it actually affects me. And if it doesn't affect me, then I've really just got to like not care anymore to a certain point. Because the heavy is like a constant. Yesterday was just too much to deal with. The world is burning. The world has been burning. Humans are broken. Society is failing. It really sucks here. It really, really, really sucks here. But yeah, that's my thoughts on what the Trump administration is doing with the HIV and AIDS research and the bullshit they pulled yesterday on World AIDS Day by not doing anything for the first time in almost 40 years. Like, wow. But that's it, you guys. Like, share. See y'all.